We're just going to show you a bunch of dicks. It literally in
I'm in LA. I'm in a gay house, and there is a lot of paintings and drawings everywhere.
Yes. There's one right behind you.
That's quite the start.
It's quite the start. We're going to show you all a lot of dick. If you're down for that, then stick around.
Just kidding.
I think this is so funny. I think it's so funny that you and I literally had one exchange on Substack, and then it was like, wait, you changed your thing. You put a pirate in your bio, and I was like, yes, because I was inspired by your pirate. Because I was like, I always wanted to be a pirate. And we went from just a quick DM to I'm calling you. And we had
Yeah.
a 10 or 15-minute conversation that was just downloading everything. Okay, yep, we're family. Good. Come on the podcast.
Yeah, it's weird how that is.
Yeah.
It's so easy to connect with people. I mean, of course, it's challenging to connect to people, but when we do, it's easy.
When we do, it's easy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you've got two people who are just real and authentic and
wild and playful and childish and adult and mature and immature, it's like, so I've been looking for people like you, so I'm glad to have found you.
Yeah, me too.
And then all of those that are in with us now.
Yeah, there's so many folks showing up. We're having so much fun. Welcome, y'all. I'm going to have Brad give us kind of some background and stuff, but I just want to say hi to Marquise and Stephanie. Susan, good to see you. Hi, I should get my glasses. My read. Richard, hi, Anna, good to see you. Phil, what's up? Selena, Stephanie, hi. Yoki's here. Yoki's in Ethiopia. Brilliant Yoki. I messaged you on, where did I message you? Yoki on Instagram, maybe. Or no, on Telegram. Okay. So, will you tell us about yourself? Tell us, so Brad's a healer.
I'm Brad.
Yeah,
go ahead, please. Preface. I'm Brad. I do somatic healing, somatic work, somatic therapy, from healing my own chronic pain, anxiety, trauma. I don't even like to use the word trauma. It's just, it's a trigger. It's not impulse, but really it's just healing and dealing with managing chronic anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, social anxiety, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just feeling uncomfortable. I remember in middle school, I was asking myself, why do I feel like crap? Why do I feel like crap? I want to feel good. I want to feel good. And I got this message, because we are preparing you for more. And through the journey of feeling uncomfortable and having suicidal thoughts, even having homicidal thoughts, and realizing these are not mine. I don't want this. I don't want to think about how I'm going to hurt people. I don't want to think about how I'm going to hurt myself, even though I would go through the planning of them. And then I'd be like, well, what am I doing? What is this? So I realized there was a turmoil between light and dark, that I was constantly having to choose light.
Mm-hmm.
I was constantly having to recommit to light. And now I'm 35, and I got sick a few years ago from all this chronic stuff that was in the background that I have been trying to figure out what it was. And I fainted a couple of years ago. The doctors held me in the hospital for 2 days. I blacked out for a whole day. I don't even remember a day of. After blacking out, I woke up in the hospital, strapped to the stretcher. I woke up, I was like, what happened? Why am I here? Why am I strapped to the stretcher? They said, you came in, you were being very irate, you were being very aggressive, you're spitting and cussing at the nurses. And I'm not this type of person. I'm not mean to anybody. I don't hurt a fly. My mom raised me right. But all of this is stemming from something that happened to me at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Something that happened to me either immediately after birth or my first week of life, to where I didn't feel safe. And so my body lived in fight or flight my whole life. Chronic anxiety, just all of it. Isolation, no friends. I ran from everyone I ever loved. And now at 33, I just realized I've been living in fight or flight my whole life. My brain was like, we're done with this. I self-healed drug addictions when I was 20. I had a really bad drug addiction because I liked how ecstasy made me feel. It made me feel really good. And so from these places, from these pressures, I continued to listen to the feeling of the body, of what was present in my body. I was really good at disassociating and getting away from my body because my body was scary. But luckily, my blessing and curse is I do feel very sensitive, and I'm very sensitive compared to most people. So I was constantly just feeling these negative feelings, and I've always wondered why are they here? What are they? And I just
Mhm.
spent my whole life investigating them, eventually studying healing, all the different modalities. I never trusted therapy ever.
Don't yeah.
Yeah, I went a couple times. But I what has helped me is I didn't feel comfortable in my own body, so I tuned into something that was more comfortable, more warm, more loving, and I like to call it Mother God. I feel like it's some type of feminine spirit that was whispering into my ears as I was a child and growing up. So yes, this association I've realized was most of my life, and I'm learning how to come back into my body. And I think a lot of people are working through this currently. How can we come into our body? Oh no, I'm mad at my body. I'm mad at the world. These are all valid emotions. I think there's a consistency of parallel that's happening with myself and what's happening with everyone across the world. All the chaos is good.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so that's,
drives us home.
yes, drives us home. And yes. And so, yeah, how can we come back home? And that's what I've been working. Just 3 years ago when I got sick and I really was trying to figure out what was wrong, all my organs and everything just were not, they were incoherent. They weren't working properly because I was in stress my whole life. And, it's valid stress. And I just realized I was in stress. So I quit coffee and now I have slow mornings where I do nothing but lay there and the feelings because I wake up emotional as fuck almost every morning.
Mm.
So I just giving space, I'm changing the patterns. And anyways, I'm now doing massage and energy work professionally. I'm doing that for 7 years. So
Mhm.
I've been studying the nervous system, studying suppressed energy,
Right.
going through my own experiences and visions where I've had in other lives. So again, because I'm so sensitive, I can see these things, vision and feel them.
Mhm.
Um, so blessing and a curse. Yeah, now I do breath work, meditation, guided breath work, meditation, massage, and energy work for people to help people move these difficult feelings, these energy, and the best part about these difficult feelings or quote unquote trauma, I have realized is the story doesn't even fucking matter
Nothing.
because
Yes.
yeah,
The
so
story is where
this
the problem is. We get hooked into the story, and there's therapy for 10 years in therapy, just going around and around in the story, never actually processing and moving through the emotion or the feeling.
mm, yeah, I'm still figuring out what is the reason we are and so anchored to emotions and why they stay. That's definitely something I'm still figuring out.
Yeah.
Besides just the fear, besides just being busy, which us Americans and humans are good at being busy. Um, so yeah, here I am. Here I am.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love this. The story doesn't matter because the healing is in, I mean, you're discovering this, it's in the embodiment, it's in the somatic moment where you touch into the energy and the energy moves through. Is that
And
what
but
you
yeah,
found?
yeah. And again, like it still can be very overwhelming for people to even think about. Oh my God, ancestral trauma, which we all have, and it doesn't matter. None of it matters. What is the category of trauma? It's just energy. And I have found, and especially with my sessions and energy work and breath work, it's not about healing. It's just about surrendering. It's a constant practice of surrender. How can I
Beautiful.
practice the present moment? How can I practice and get good at the present moment by literally, how can I make past and future irrelevant and get so into this present moment by just
Yeah.
feeling something on my body or around my body and connecting to something good and amplifying this good feeling. This is what I think the science of God is, the science of religion, the science of Jesus is how can we use something outside of ourselves because we're trying to, rise into the better feelings and bring it in. And
Mhm.
so, it's called Neo Tantra in Eastern medicine, where it's really helped me is bringing that mother God that I found early on, that warm, loving mother spirit and just feeling, oh, something is loving me outside of me. Like something is more beautiful than I could feel in my own body. So where is it? I use nature a lot. I use animals, birds, children, which I think we're all really good at, children, animals. So how
Mhm.
can we allow them to really come in and affect us? And then from this practice of 30 years of doing that, it creates a container, it creates foundation, it creates ground that I feel secure on and
Beautiful.
then from there, all those other emotions will just slip away. So I just want to don't be overwhelmed by the feelings. Just get still, feel yourself, get playful. And what it will come out what was ready to come out will when it's ready.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's great. A reminder to not always use the word healing. Healing just the root just means returning to wholeness. That's what you're talking about. It's the wholeness of the moment, which is surrender, which is just allowing everything to be. And then you're letting in all of the Mother God, all of the vibrancy of the moment that's here that we block off, in our story and in being in fight or flight since for however long. But and then to learn to when you surrender, the energy can come in. All of that loving energy that's you're surrounded by and that you are, in my experience, right? You're this direct awareness that is always here, behind and before the thoughts, is that loving Mother God. You are love. You are Mother God. You're her.
Right. Wow. That's a cool thought.
St. Francis said, "What's looking is what you're looking for." What's looking is oneness. It is Mother God. It is Father God.
Oh, yeah.
And she is always with you. She's been watching you your whole life. She's been loving you your whole life. She's been in full acceptance of every little thing your whole life.
There was so many experiences in my life where I remember I was walking behind this kid in middle school, and I was making fun of his shoes, the way he's walking, just stupid shit, right? And I got this message, "Why are you making fun of him? He's just trying to be cool like everyone else." And I was like, "Oh, okay, you're right." And I stopped making fun of people that day. I stopped bullying people in my thought. It was just like this, like these spirit, this higher consciousness just fucking raised me, and
Yes.
I was so disassociated that I was able to just find this connection to something that felt, better. Um,
Beautiful.
and then
Beautiful. And I would just say that's you. That's you. That's you, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, saying,
mm,
um, just tapping, just tapping.
mm. So what's your thought on spirits then?
There are other aspects of ourselves. It's just one, there's just one of us here. It's one mind, one body, one being, vast, vast, vast spaciousness as the Mother God's, the womb of creation. And then inside of that womb is all this aliveness, right? It's just space and light, basically. And in that, all that light and all that frequency and all this realm and beyond, there's every angle inside our one mind. The word angels, it's actually angles. It's like angles of influence.
Wow.
Yeah. And those influences like from nature, right? There's just an energetic influence there. And every plant and every animal has a full energy body or spirit. So it's just the invisible aspect of that node inside our one mind, our one body. It's a vast energetic web, and then it's like our little corner of that web. But we have so many stories that twist up the connective tissue that then doesn't let the natural channel of the many spirits and the many influences and wisdom and codes and scrolls and what you could call medicine that naturally comes to each of us, and each of us, because it's one web, each of us is an essential part of that web, right? Like your medicine complements my medicine, which complements Steph's medicine or Colin's medicine. And it's not, each one is unique and balanced. Whereas we have the story of separation and competition, dumbest idea ever, because why would the one organism doesn't compete with itself? We have a real wrong idea there.
Mm,
It balances itself, and when I want to talk about the no and the yes that you've discovered. So there's natural boundaries. It's like stem cells that, uh, the liver knows to be a liver, and the heart knows to be a heart, and the skin knows to be a skin. They all have the original same, potentiality. But it's really, really important that the liver doesn't think it's a skin cell, and that there's a boundary there. There's a no there, but a boundary isn't. It's semi-permeable. It isn't a wall, right? We mistook natural organic boundaries for walls. There's no walls.
mm,
There's my riff.
interesting. Because I've had massages where literally like their dead relatives sent me. Like I show up to their place and it's like, of course it's you. I got this, of course it's you. And I'm like, that was weird. Why did my voice just say that? And eventually I get to the person's heart, work on her face down, flip her over, and eventually I'm called to her heart and I'm just holding her heart and I start to kneel down and she starts bawling. And then I felt a man's this energy in the room. I felt a shift in the room, and I was like, "Well, that's something different. What is that? That's a man's energy." And then I heard his voice, "I am here, love," speaking through me to her as I'm holding her heart in her hand. And I
Beautiful.
found out after we finished the session that it was her husband that had died 5 years earlier. 40 years they were together.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god.
Wow.
Did you hear his voice? Did you hear him? Did you feel him?" And so, yeah, it's fascinating how yeah, when we just surrender and allow, all that needs to heal will take care of itself. And we
Yes.
don't need to heal. We are always healing, but of course, I guess we aren't when we're drinking 500 milligrams of coffee like I used to. Even this morning, I had to really fight myself to not drink coffee and just lay in the feelings that I was trying to run from.
That's
But
beautiful. That's so key, like, literally just being with yourself. That's the remothering, reparenting, just, "I'm here, I'm not gonna abandon you." You know? It's so beautiful, and then just what a gorgeous story where you just trusted the flow. You're just with yourself, and then it's like, "Go to this woman's house, do this thing," and spirit, God, oneness, you, whatever you wanna call it, just guides you into the exact right moment.
yeah, I've done 1,200 sessions in 7 years as a massage therapist, and I've had 1 or 2 very weird things, but never really bad, never scary, never feared for my life, and that's mostly because I had clear intention that I'm gonna do this for good, as a profession, and so, yeah, as long as we're clear about what it is we want, even if we don't know yet, then the universe will feed us. The universe feeds us, and I asked that woman, "Well, how did you know to book me?" She says, "Oh, I just knew."
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I've had a lot of experiences like that, actually.
Amazing. That's so beautiful. Yeah, I mean, that's it, and everybody has access to those experiences. They're our natural way, in the same way that birds just naturally migrate to the just the right spot. We're animals, we do the same.
Yeah, and it's just how we perceive it, how the spirits know that we're able to perceive it. How what our guides are, they speak to us and how we're willing to receive it.
Yep.
It's just the same as if we don't believe in spirits, and if we just like, "Okay, well, how am I gonna accomplish what I accomplished today? I'm gonna do with whatever I know I'm gonna use whatever I know helps me accomplish things." It's just yeah, we don't have to know we're spirits or, like, even but we're all connected to it, and we're all receiving whatever our perspective is open to.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Share more about home as a feeling.
So home is a feeling because again, as I said before, I have been very resistant of life. I have fought life. I have not cared about living. I didn't take care of myself growing up. I unconsciously was trying to commit suicide with drugs up until I was sick a couple of years ago. Chronic kidney fatigue, couldn't sleep. I slept 9 hours, slept terribly, had parasites like crazy. I really had to choose life and dig out of the grave, dig out of the dirt. It felt like I finally chose life 3 years ago.
Mm.
And so the choosing took time. It was increments of choosing. But 3 years ago I finally made a conscious decision, and now it's more conscious every day to choose life. And of course I have to define why,
Mm.
either
Yeah.
before and or after that. So I'm constantly defining why I want to live, why I want to be here. And then I have found from this place that my purpose, the medicine, the diet, the person, the friend, the family shows up to me. That's
Yeah.
where the intuition is sharpens, is when I
Love
just
it.
come into the present moment. And so, yeah, coming home is just like the present moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And then everything arrives in the present moment because 'cause you're here.
Yeah,
Once you're home, then people come home to you. Like, they
yeah,
arrive.
yeah. Because otherwise, with that, if we're not home, or we're always home, by the way,
Always home. Sure,
but
even if you think you're not home, yes.
when I was high on the drugs and I felt my dead friend like push me in a car accident that I got in, I was like, "Oh my god, that was him." He was telling me, "What the fuck are you doing?" And so there's always these memories of, you know, forgiveness, but also you should be doing something better. It's
Yeah.
so yeah, coming home I think is just really practicing the present moment and using breath, using our physiology to lever and make things easier. And breath does that. Breath sends energy throughout our entire nervous system. It pumps, just breathing pumps our central nervous system and sends new energy throughout our entire body. And this is heals quote unquote trauma. This heals suppressed emotions, because suppressed emotion is just stagnant energy, and stagnant energy just wants to move. I was writing in my journal this morning. It's just like a conduit, and how can we and our resistance is keeping the conduit trapped. So how can we just feel safe, feel present, and then just trust the body will do the healing? And
Yeah.
that's what I realized disassociation is a healing mechanism, right? Because we're experiencing something so traumatic, we disassociate. If it's that traumatic, like what I experienced as a baby in my first week of birth, which 1.4 million boys per year experience this procedure. We won't talk about this today. But as a baby, this happened to me, and I've lived in fight or flight my whole life. But um, yeah, so I just, if it's that traumatic, I will literally black out. I will go and fall into a nap. You ever have these amazing naps where they just completely took you over
Yeah.
and you just woke up like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? Like, that was really good. I slept really deep. That was a quote unquote traumatic experience that your body was managing on its own,
Yeah.
and probably from your ancestors. Probably, again, it doesn't matter. It's just awesome that it was that deep, and then now you can feel more liberated and open. And that happens to me and happens to my clients, my massage clients, is I get them really comfortable, really peaceful, and then
Mm.
they zoom out, they go somewhere else because their nervous system knows that they can trust me,
Yeah.
and that they can trust this container, and then the energy for whatever they're ready to move moves. I'm not doing anything to them. I'm asking, what do you need? What are you ready for? Which is exactly what we're doing when we're asking, when we're just breathing, when I just feel the shirt on my skin, connecting to the present moment, hearing my voice, seeing this crazy pink wall, and just like whatever it is that brings you into the now, that's the present moment I'm talking about.
Love it.
That's the
Beautiful.
home. That's the
Yeah.
home that brings us back in our body.
Yes.
Because we're
Yes.
not in our body simply because of an overwhelm of emotion. So how we have to get underneath that so that these emotions can just if like fall away. And it's dirty, it's fucking scary, it's terrifying, yes. But
Mhm.
our body will never let go of any busy shit until we've created enough safe space to let it go. Our
Yes.
body literally will go when we're ready to.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Exactly. When I teach meditation, it's just that. It's just the putting that awareness inside the body, and then the body, the scared kid in there that never felt attended to, just by being with him, being with her, being with them, they just start to feel safe. Like it's safe. It's safe to unfold. It's safe to release this energy. I'm not. There's no threat here. But
Yeah, and
embodiment is it. Yeah.
yeah, and I can understand and sympathize that's being with something that that we maybe have been avoiding our whole life, or our parents have been avoiding their whole life, and we unfortunately can't just avoid what they've been avoiding their whole life.
Yep.
This is a blessing and a curse. You may be feeling really intense, y'all, but like this is a good thing. Since sensitivity is a good thing. This is a blessing and a curse. Yes, I agree. But you don't always have to go into the trauma. You don't always have to go with that child that was really abused as a child, right?
No,
You
no.
can go around him. You can go around the energy.
Yes.
That's where it started for me. Is I couldn't go in my body. I had to go. I was completely disassociated my entire life,
Yeah,
and
it's super important. Mhm.
so I went around my body. I went outside my body. Okay, so my body was scary. I had to tune into something that felt good, and then I pulled that mother god back in, or whatever it was for me.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for you. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just
Yes.
yeah, it's just slowly but surely finding stillness, however that way may come.
I love that. That's really important because each being, you have to feel what's right for you, and just like massage, right? With the level of intensity, the level of deepness, and then that builds, right? You can keep coming in closer and closer and closer. If any traumatized animal, again, I don't love the right word trauma either, but it's they're it's like they're in the corner of the room. You're just nearby at first, and then a little closer, and then a little closer, and then a little closer, and then they're
Yeah,
sitting on your lap in no time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's something that I observe with society and where we are with, particularly just for example, men and women and the polarization of men and women.
Yes.
Of course, there's a polarization of left and right, black and white, any color and white. I mean, these are all just indifference. This is all rightfully so
Mhm.
abusive tendencies or abusive histories that we are now surfacing. And
Yeah.
so, yes, that person, that perpetrator, you didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve what I experienced as a baby. But unfortunately, this is, what do we do from here? And for me, my dad is always asking me, how can we be better together? how can we show up better in a better relationship? I'm like, dude, I just got to take care of me. You got to take care of you. And then we come together better. It's not about how we can show up better together. It's about how you show up better for yourself, how I
Yeah.
show up better for mine. And again, going back to the present moment, I just like this, the only, like literally, I was going through some really heavy shift energy coming up where I literally suicidal thoughts. I've been having panic attacks for like 6 freaking months. It's been wild.
Mm.
But and I was writing in my journal, like, the only other thing I wanna do besides this is die. Like, it was literally so wretched, these feelings that I've had to go through from my past, and I just was like, "Well, I'm not gonna die, I choose life, so I just stick to the present moment," and then slowly but surely, all that pain, all the suicidal thoughts, yes, they come back sometimes, but I'm literally getting to the root of them. There's a root
Yeah.
of it all. There's a root
There's
to it
root.
all.
Yes, yes.
And just trusting the present moment, trusting home, trusting your favorite blanket, trusting
Yeah.
closing all your doors, turning your phone off, pretending you say, fuck the world or fuck that medical doctor. I don't need him to heal me. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to figure out how to heal. You're going to find, from the faith is the place. I
Yeah.
remember this one time I was driving and I got caught off the side of the freeway in the middle between California and LA and my car got stuck. And AAA was like 3 hours away. My phone was dying. It was getting dark. I was kind of freaked out, but then something inside of me says, "No, I'm gonna be good." Within 30 minutes, this semi pulled off the road and was like, "What happened, bro?" And I was stuck, and he pulled me out of the sand, and I was back on the road within 30 minutes.
Amazing,
And we
amazing.
yeah, and we all know these stories. We all have these examples, right? And it's just, how can we stay close to that faith?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's yeah, that's you just right there. That's the inner knowing. I sometimes use the word knowing with a G, like gnosis, and you just your body, your being, your whole energy field knows. It knows. It knows to you know, follow if you're a bird, follow the magnetic field to Florida. And so it knows in your field, in the extended field, what's occurring. And if you're not in the story of I'm in real trouble here, you can feel that truck driver coming.
Mm,
And you know it. You know, like, I'm good. You don't know how. Like you don't get to know that because and good that we don't. It would be really boring to know the ending of the story. But
mm,
you do know I'm safe and something's happening and that it's a mystery, and it's so much, like life, because it's oneness, because it's natural, it doesn't I like to say, like, it doesn't punk itself. Like, it doesn't be like, set you up for failure, it only sets you up for success isn't quite the right word, but it sets you up for fulfillment is what it does.
mm. Yeah, even failure when you said that, like, I think it does success is set us up for failure. Like, I mean, that's
But
my
but
negative
only but
pessimism.
in the service for
Yeah, in the
the
service, yeah.
artificial setup certainly sets
Yeah.
everybody up for failure, but
Yes,
like, the life with a capital L sets it all up for fulfillment, you know?
yes, yeah, it's all the same,
Yes.
as my favorite example is a diamond is made under pressure. A diamond is not, like,
Yeah.
sitting in the dirt like, "Oh, this motherfucking pressure, like, you motherfucker."
Yeah.
It's just like, "Alright, well, Imma
Yeah.
shine, bitch,"
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
that saved my life. That analogy for just constantly just reminding myself of that.
Yeah. Well, it's so true, and now you are a diamond, right? Like, the healing you offer is this, I mean, potent stuff, right? Where you can just heal someone's whole wound just right there. That woman's whole heart opened up just by you following your instinct.
Yeah, and she said she hasn't felt like that in a long time. She hasn't felt everything. And what was fascinating about that whole experience is I was like, "Did you hear his voice?" And she says, "Yes, yes, yes, I heard him. I felt him." And then a couple days later, I wanted her to write about a review on that, on that experience of him. And she wrote something in a much different dimension, a much different perspective about how she's like, "Oh, I was like a toothpaste tube and he was just squeezing me out." And I was like, I mean, that's a good review, but that's not really what I wanted you to talk about. Can we talk about your dead ex-husband? And I didn't say that,
Right.
but I was like, what about, but then I realized, you know what? She doesn't want to go revisit it again. She said what she wanted to say, and I just got to let her have it. And so it's fascinating how in certain scenarios, we will have that direct connection with whatever example you want to use. And then after the fact, when we're back in our pattern of life, when we're on to another scenario, other pattern, other rhythm, our perspective changes on it. She got what she needed to. She experienced it. We didn't talk a lot about it. She experienced how she experienced it. I just let her have that experience.
Mm.
And that's really the gift of healing for each other is just letting people be as they are.
Yeah.
Um, And so that's letting people come back to their home for themselves is, yeah, it's just letting them so, yeah.
I love that. It's like truly being with someone, and like you were saying before with your father, you're with you, she's with her, and then you just come together, but there's no agenda. There's no
Mhm.
and a lot of therapy and, like, I used to I it's just like I'm always just like, no couples therapy, no family there," because you can't treat a relationship. It's all just a hallucination of what you think a marriage should be or a wife should be or a daughter should be or whatever, versus, like, how are you? What's actually true in this moment? And not having an agenda about your father, your son, your partner, nothing. Just showing up together, is the healing, is the surrendering, is the magic, you know? So it sounds like that. It sounds like you approach your healing just with no agenda and a lot of listening.
Yeah, and I think it really came down to just I felt like so much crap. Like I felt so terribly inside where I loved ecstasy. I was like, well, why can't I just feel this good on ecstasy? And I got a message, while high, you're gonna die if you keep doing this. And I was like, well, I don't want to die. I was 19, 18 years old. I overdosed almost twice. And I just had a lot of signs where I was like, okay, well, if I can just take the feeling while I'm high and meditate on it and feel it. I remember this moment like really clearly. Then I can do it when I'm sober.
Yes.
I'll just take the high with me.
Yeah.
And then I originally started to realize, oh my God, I can do that. And this is all by myself. I self-healed. And then I started to realize that, okay, I wanna go do that drug days after. I don't wanna do the drug, so what the fuck is calling me to go do this drug? And I call it an inner itch. So every single habit that I am drawn to go do is an inner itch. This morning, I immediately wanna grab coffee. I immediately wanna go be busy and go to work and make the world proud when I was like, "I'm too sad to go anywhere." I realized, no, I'm not gonna do that. I know that I'm not it's a pattern I don't wanna do. So I
Yep.
stopped and I got really safe and I allowed myself to feel like shit. And I felt this like whoosh, eventually my ankle like opened up. I felt my liver swish and gurgle. Um, my lungs coughed up some nasty shit. Like it was, I'm getting to the root of this core trauma I experienced as a baby. And it's been a
Yes.
long time coming, but, um, yeah, I forget why I went down that road, but yeah, it's just, what started that? I can't remember.
I don't know, maybe something neuritis. I just was totally compelled by what you just said, though. It's perfect in itself. It's literally just showing all the way up and not following any of this bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes showing up, I think our human brain thinks, "Oh, I'm showing up to work. I'm being a good child. I'm showing up to my grandmother because da da da." Da."
No, that's
Like
all fake.
sometimes you got to say, "Sorry, grandma, I love you, but I can't today." I mean, I make this joke. My family had 35 fucking years to have family time. Like, I'm not gonna come Thanksgiving and Christmas anymore. Sorry, I can't
Fake.
afford to. I would love to, but you guys are all on your phones anyways. And that's not hate. That's real. I'm just being real. Like, we're
Just
not
being
talking
real.
about anything. You
Yep.
guys wanna talk about my hair? Like, I don't wanna talk about it anymore, so, just meeting them where they're at, loving them where they're at. I never
Yes.
told my mom or dad what they did to me as a baby because they first off, they can't receive it,
Yep.
and I had to do it for me, and that's another thing of coming home is the healing has to be for you.
Yes.
I
Yes.
talk to so
100%.
many parents that are like, "Oh my how do I get my child to heal?" It starts with you because the child is mimicking you, and
Yep.
it's same with the parental trauma, like, with I had this massive shift in myself working with my daddy issues a few years ago. And then I was with my son, and he went to this massive fall down cry, completely like crying hard. And his mom's Vietnamese, and they teach him that crying is weak, unfortunately.
Mm.
So he's thinking, oh, he's really embarrassed. Why am I crying? Why am I crying? This is so stupid. And I'm tuning into myself, asking my senses, why is he crying? And I went, oh my God, he let go of something that his nervous system could pick up I didn't have anymore. So when I healed this shift inside of me, his nervous system was around me. He was in my bubble. And his nervous system's like, okay, we don't need to carry this crazy fucking remorse or resistance or this pain from whatever he gave to me. So he just let it go. His nervous system was like, oh, dumped it. And
Yes.
he had all these emotions come through him.
Mm.
And then I realized in healing myself and work, I was healing him. And then I'm sure you guys have heard when you heal yourself, you heal your ancestry above and ancestry below. This is what that means. And with parents, I realized that they're so ashamed. Like I realized why parents abandon their children. There's so many times when I'm calling my son. I had a son unplanned. There's so many because I was sad looking for love. There's so many times I'm trying to call my son and I talk myself out of it because I'm ashamed because of the abandonment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just say, no, fucking call him. And I call him and I'm just, hey, buddy, every time I just call him, just go, just show up,
Yes.
do what's right. And from this place, I realized that when I forgave my mom and dad, just for their, what they did the best they could. I just told them I love you. I forgive you, even though they're like, what? Forgive me for what? Like, shut up. I didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck? And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. You didn't, but I love you and I accept you for who you are. That's when they started loving me more because they feel this shame that's keeping them from parenting, that's keeping them from showing up every day to us.
Yeah.
Like we are them. Like they literally, the moment of conception is our insecurity and our securities that create a fucking offspring. So whatever our insecurities and whatever our unconscious and conscious is, we bring in that spirit. Like it's so ironic. It's hilarious to me.
It is. It's good
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Right. Like,
It is.
so that's what makes it beautiful is we are their angels. We are also their devil, but that doesn't matter because it's all the same. I guess I'm still learning that, but it's so so how can we just come back to myself and then, it sets them free.
Yep.
And so that yeah, that's been a really interesting realization the past couple of years.
Oh my god, so beautiful. So beautiful. It's really, really true. And it's magical, right? Because it is energetic and it's if you heal that wound, it's like that line and that thread, that genetic line and that energetic line just opens, and it's like, they might not even know it, but you can feel the energetic shift. They love you more and they're more attentive. And absolutely, obviously, with your son, it's just a mirror, right? And so if you and then like parents and with relationships, right? It's like trying to fix your hair in the mirror instead of here, right? And so it's like I'm gonna bring my son to therapy instead of do your own work, and then your son will reflect that. So
Yeah.
I love it. And then it just flushes through him, and you don't tell a story on top of that emotional release, and then
No.
it just flows.
Yeah, the story thing is challenging because my mom and dad are like, well, when are you gonna get over the circumcision? It's like, well, I can't just snap my fingers and get over it. But there is an element of story. Like I want people to be careful. Like the story is important, and I think a lot of people that are most people that emotionally bypass, especially our parents and our probably our current, maybe sometimes our intimate partners, what like I experienced, where they just wanted me to emotionally bypass. That's their choice to emotionally bypass. That's their relationship, and I've shamed emotions, so I've been guilty of this.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, it's just all about coming home and doing it for me,
Yeah. Yep.
reminding and creating almost like what's important for me. And as we talked about, Megan, I want to talk a little bit about is I think more about who we are is remembering who we are than really
Yeah.
creating.
Yes, yes. Both words, I've gone back and forth. I was writing something the other day and I literally changed those words multiple times because it's like it just sort of depends on what angle, but remembering is a beautiful word and essential. And then in the remembering, it's like I don't know, it's like it releases the creator. It's like
Yes.
it's one and the same. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think both yeah, they're definitely both important, but I think more important than creating is remembering
Is
because
remember. Yeah, if you're creating without
first,
remembering, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Agreed.
I like, oh, if I forget that I am biologically a man, or if I forget that my dad gave me a good forehead, if I forget like just these little stupid shit, or my dad is very analytical and he questions everything and I fucking hate it, but actually it's benefited me in A, B, C, D. This is my
Yes.
skill. So this is the remembering I'm referring to. My mother and her family, porcelain doll, beautiful, so beautiful. Like I'm so blessed, but so fucking like they're all alcoholics. They're so neurotic. They're Irish. They were born, so these are cute. This is cute to me at this point. Like all the positives and negatives, it's all just cute to me. It's all beautiful. It's all funny. It's just
Yeah.
all so that's what I think is the remembering is it creates some type of integration process for me
Yeah.
and also just like no, I am a force to be reckoned with and then, use it. It's like going when you go cook, you don't cook with thinking about what you're gonna cook before you look at your ingredients. You go see the ingredients and then you cook. And so that's kinda
Yes.
why, I'm referring to is the remembering and then the creating.
Love it. Love it. Somebody's saying, Bob's saying, some memories are painful. We're not talking, Bob, about like going into memory. In fact, we've been talking about like really that whole story, like just stories in general, let's say. The overlay of the pain, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, like, remembering, I don't know, how would you say it, Brad? But, like, remembering who we are, remembering what's in our spice cabinet, right? Remembering, and, like, literally the word remembering, right, is you could say embodiment, reconnecting, remembering our
Remember,
spirit,
wow.
our body, our full being, you know?
Yeah, so
I'm Yeah, go ahead.
I love that. Remember, because member is like our being or something, right?
Mhm.
I love that. It's interesting. Yeah, going back to the memories are difficult. I totally sympathize with you on that, and that's very real, and that's very scary and overwhelming. I totally. And so my strategy in my life is to disassociate. I did this because to heal, but I realized I was doing it to like make it less harmful. So I disassociated, and then I found something that felt good, which is going back to what you like about yourself, maybe
Mhm.
going back to the things you've achieved in your life, maybe. This is going back to somatic practices to where we focus on the good. And I think this is the science of God and religion is you focus on the love, the divinity, the fact that you have support, life, love, God, whatever it is that makes you feel good is your God, I like to say. Because some people I'm still working with my trust in God. I trust in the pattern of the universe that makes everything go together. But like this one divine person that put me through this circumcision, I'm still kind of angry about that. But anyways, going back to connecting what feels good, and that's the present moment. Sometimes it's hard. You can just feel the chair holding you up,
Mhm. Mm.
or your shirt on your skin. Sometimes cotton can feel really good, or maybe you wear jewelry that makes you feel good, or your makeup. Like, how can you tune into something good? And this is the remembering I'm referring to. From these good feelings, then you can go about your day. From these good feelings, you cannot do the habit that you know you don't want to do anymore.
Yes.
The habit that's driving you, and it's all these patterns that we all have that it's just a habit. And so, how do we break these habits? Is by, of course, knowing what the habits are.
Mm.
That's first acknowledging what the things I want to quit, and then maybe why I want to quit them, why it's worth it to quit me. So again, when I going back to when I chose life, I had to choose life because I was sick. I want to live. I want to live. I was literally crying.
Mm.
I had 40 inches of parasites come out of me. It was crazy.
Oh my
I'm
god.
a special case. Not everybody's in this position. I do agree everyone should parasite cleanse, but there's a process to do things before. Don't just do parasite cleanse.
Mm.
Find a guide. There's more steps to it. But I was just so in the woods of it all that I was
Mhm.
choosing life and why. I want to live because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and fuck medical doctors. I do not trust them. And I was literally manifested. I was on social media and I found, okay, this seems interesting. This guide seems interesting. This detox protocol. And just because I was just talking about health, if they're not getting you to detox, fire them. If we want to heal, we have to detox. Yes, we have to
Mhm.
get the diet right. I learned
Mhm.
from healing a lot of chronic problems and then boost our electrical charge in our body, like getting from sunlight, calming down. That's very important too. And then we detox. There's a process. Please don't just get into detoxing and just going on protocols.
Right.
Find someone that knows what they're doing.
Mhm.
I mean, same thing with spirits. You said same thing with quote unquote trauma and negative energy. It's uncomfortable, right? It's scary to think about. Don't worry about the parasites. Don't worry about the negative toxins. Don't worry about the freaking microplastics. Just come back into your body. Come back into the present moment of why you think you're awesome, of why your wife thinks you're awesome, why your dog thinks you're awesome, and just breathe in that shit
Mhm.
and let it come into you. It's not shit, but I just think it's funny to use that word in that context. Breathe in that
Shit,
stuff.
like, I used to, have a garden, and compost shit is the most expensive shit ever. It's
Wow,
very,
and
very
it grows
valuable.
the plants. Oh my god. The freaking poop grows the plants, and I think
There's
that's probably
nothing more
why.
valuable than shit, than really good shit. And that we flush it into our water system.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing ever.
Well,
Pure
I
gold.
trust yeah, I don't know if I trust human shit over animal shit. I'd rather have some animal shit, but anyways.
Human shit, well, it just needs longer to break down because but it's real gold. Humanure is the book for that.
Human manure, oh my god. Well, we won't talk about how our city water is recycled poop water. We won't talk about that right now.
Talk about that.
Okay.
No, no. Well, this is it. It doesn't need to be in the water system. It should just be, a compost toilet, and then everything just goes back into the earth.
Oh, wow.
I have a compost toilet.
Oh, that's really interesting. And then you have a garden right outside your bathroom?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's gotta sit for a while, but I have a compost pile,
Where
yeah.
do you live, by the way? You look like you're in, like, some old cabin.
I'm in a little cottage. I
Hey.
don't like to say specifically where I live, just,
Oh, yeah, of course, of
um,
course.
but San Luis Obispo County, near the ocean.
Oh, okay. That's funny, where I live, they used to live in San Luis Obispo, however the frick you say that,
Yeah,
on the
San Luis.
island.
Slow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
say it slow.
beautiful. I love it here. It's my favorite. My favorite. My favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, that seems really magical.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever uncomfortable is real, like, I was trying to quit coffee, that was the hardest thing I ever tried to quit, I'm still trying to quit it, and I used to do drugs, and I love drugs, but I really love coffee, it's fascinating how much I love coffee.
Yeah.
And so, but I didn't realize it reduces blood flow to the body. I was speeding. I want to stop speeding. I want to slow down life. I'm ending my youth. And so I want to slow things down. And so again, just don't worry about the scary. Don't worry about the uncomfortable. Because when we worry about it, it keeps it there. It protects it even more.
Yeah.
And this is why it has to become irrelevant for a certain
Beautiful.
moment.
Irrelevant's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was given to you, right? You didn't choose to be abused. You didn't deserve that.
Mhm.
And so, like, I don't really like to say I necessarily own it at first. I don't own it. It's not mine.
No.
These ancestral
Yeah.
feelings, yes, they're in me, but those aren't mine. And so, this is my philosophy, my approach that helped me disarm the resistance to it.
Mm.
And so, however you can disarm resistance to that habit, to those uncomfortable feelings, for example, getting into the present moment, allowing yourself to play, to dance, to breathe. And then from this playfulness, from this just like, fuck it, I'm going to have a good time. Okay, I guess I'm sick. I'm just going to say, fuck it. I give up. Zach Bush, which you know about Miss Reichel. It's Reichel, right?
Rokel.
Rokel.
Mhm.
He was talking about how he used to be a medical doctor, Zach Bush. I recommend you all look him up. He's a really beautiful being. He's really doing a lot of good work. He does have a shadow, supposedly, Miss Robo was telling me about, but
He
who
does, he
doesn't?
does. He's on my shit list,
We all have
but
shadows.
he
He
can be redeemed. Yeah. Yeah.
he was a George Bush family, which I didn't find. Of course, he's on the shit list. He's got a lot of dark karma anchoring him down to that family.
Yeah.
So that's the cute thing about us all. We all have that light dart that we're trying to get away from the negatives. So, anyways, Doctor Zach Bush, he's not a medical doctor anymore. When he used to work with cancer patients, and he said when his cancer modalities failed his patients, he told them, "I have nothing else for you," and they gave up healing. They gave up, and they healed. They literally gave up because he said, "I have nothing else for you," and they healed.
Yeah.
And so, how can we surrender? How it is that you can allow yourself to surrender is up to you. Obviously, we love to use substance. We love to use, as a society. Again, I'm not saying you folks, but we love to use, society elements, substances. We love to use, TVs, whatever it is for you, notice it and just do something different. Turn it off. Don't do it. Hold yourself. Like I've been always waiting for attention to come to me, waiting for touch to come to me, waiting for intimacy, for sex to come to me. I'm giving it to myself. I'm giving myself the intimacy.
This is
And
it.
these are again, it's bringing you everything back in.
Home, home,
I,
home, home. Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
breathing into the
Just
spinal
pour it
cord is
on, like
another one.
more than you can, like like push. No, it's not a push, but it's like treat yourself as 10 times better than your best lover, your best friend, the person you love the most, just as tenderly and as sweetly and as attentively as you could possibly stretch yourself to be.
Yeah, and that's a whole other funny thing. I think that's hard. Even that is like it's humans are so funny. Like, okay, I'll love 10 times better, but like, how do I do that? Like,
I know, I'm not saying,
so
it's
this is
new, but
here's a
unlock it.
solution. So I realized that I was always loving everyone else more than I was loving myself. And
Yeah.
so I realized, like in my high school or middle school days, if I can love them, I can probably like myself.
Yes.
So I started to just like turn that energy inward. And then same with these really attractive like girls that I was really into. I was like, oh my God. And then they disappeared because I just didn't know how to, whatever. And I was like, why did they disappear? Like, I really like them. And I thought, well, if that type of person likes me, then I must be awesome and I can get it again. And
Love it.
so it's just like
Sure.
integrating however you can use these things to turn it and change it.
Yeah.
because there's an emotional anchor of the trauma and then there's a psychological anchor. So how can we redefine it in our mind, and then how we can change and shift that habit? Like me waking up and go get coffee, I'm waking up and just fucking laying there
Yeah.
and just being still and beautiful, and cannot going to work and my boss is yelling at me. I'm just laying there because I have to do this. Everyone thinks I'm lazy and depressed. I don't care what everyone thinks. I'm just doing this for me. And then the shift happens, and then the habit changes, and then I manifest higher.
Love it. And it's not like 'cause sometimes it can feel like it's like if you're changing the psychology or something that it's like cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's not. To me, when I hear you say that, it's that you're telling the truth, right? So like the girl likes you, she liked you. Like it's not like you have to like have a positive affirmation or even believe it. It's just she did,
Yeah.
and she saw this in you. And then you see you feel you from that perspective, from a clearer perspective. Um all of it, all of it is like is not it's not having the veil or the story, but able to look directly at life, and it's always gonna be good news. Like,
Love that.
it's never the story. Yeah.
Always going to be good news.
It's always good news. Reality, just straightforward reality, just what is good news. I'm gonna use the restroom again. I've been detoxing myself through lots of
Go for it.
water.
I'll tell them a Jack
You
Black
yeah,
story.
yeah,
So I'm in LA right now, y'all, and of course, if you want to type statements or questions, or whatever, I just realized that my chat's really small. If it
you're good,
moves, it's
you're good, you're good.
ego. I'm good. Yeah, I'm chill. 100% stillness is not lazy. It's when the field moves to execute. Love this. 100%. Oh my God, the comment, I can barely see these chat. I feel like you didn't finish your thought on how you gave up your habits. You started with acknowledging the habit, then why you gave up, then what? I feel like you were going somewhere else. Hi, Janet. Oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. I can barely see these comments. You feel like I didn't finish. Like, how do you end up the habits? It's really just coming back to what is it that I want? What is it that I prefer? Like for me, the coffee, right? I love coffee because it makes me feel like I'm powerful when I get going. But I realize that I don't want to speed anymore. It's not really giving me creativity. It's not allowing me to connect, and I'm still running from eye contact, or I'm still rushing through things. And so it's just coming back to, what do I want? What is my yes? Or what is my no? Sometimes we use no's and say, I don't want that anymore. I will not accept that anymore, to get yeses. Sometimes we use yeses to get no's. But the most important part is no's. What will I not accept? And my no was, I will not speed through life anymore. I'm done rushing through life. I don't want to rush through life anymore like my parents did, like I am with the coffee. Yes, coffee is a beautiful substance and it can be great, but I've been abusing it my whole life and it's not for me anymore. And so I need to quit it. So, it's just playing back and forth with those no's and yeses. But as Miss Megan and I were talking about, it's more, and the remembering is more about, okay, no, I remember that I deserve more, and I'm not going to accept that anymore. I'm not going to share with my family anymore, expecting them to receive what I'm saying, because they're not going to receive it. So that's the no's I'm talking about. One of the gentlemen says, it's scary that the past is scary. You don't have to think about the past. Just understand that I don't want to, you making your choice, that I'm not going to recreate this past. I'm not going to recreate this dysfunction my family taught me. And then by you saying no and you affirmatively making the choice, you're taking your power back from that. And then you will intuitively on your own know where to go next.
Yes. Yes.
That's the coming home we're talking about, is making the choice. And then your body, your intuition, your guides will tell you what's next.
Love that. The no is so important. Everything in our society denies, especially children's no's, right? We just have to go to school. We have to eat what our parents made for us, whatever. So we're so used to just walking past our no and walking past our no. But yeah, we can't have our authentic yes. We can't be in that flow without acknowledging that, without having that boundary.
So I'm sorry, I'm just responding to people's
About your
comments.
shirt?
Yeah, someone said about this shirt.
It's a good shirt.
Yeah, it's an I. And Jason Silva, I went to one of his talks. I don't know if you follow him or know him. He's
Oh
brilliant.
yeah, I know. I think I follow him.
He was big on YouTube like a few years ago. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, but this is an I in Galaxy. He did some talk. Jason Silva.
It's cool.
Um,
Love it. Love it.
you- yeah. So I mean, and from these moments, from this place, my friend, from these places, I go from this place of just, every single time I've ever had a path end for me, and I'm like, okay, the path ended. Okay, I'll just go over here. Like I've been so naively like positive because I'm luckily I think my mom co-regulating with me really taught me to do this, to trust my body. And this is my mom's biology, mom and dad's biology to a certain degree. But whenever a path would end for me, I would just say, if someone didn't like me, all right, fuck you, I'm going this way. Just like this naive positivity, you're gonna find the magic every single time, every single time. And I know that's hard to get. I know the heaviness of life is really overwhelming. I completely sympathize with that. How can you get underneath it? Okay, so obviously you can't just go waltz outside and skip down the street and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna figure it out," when you're feeling really sad, like I was this morning.
Mhm.
And so I just then that's what that's when you just need to do nothing and
Yeah.
feel the bed and feel your breath. Every single morning, you should I suggest what's changed my life is just morning, relaxed faith, relaxed belief, just like starting the day with bliss, with goodness, with myself.
Mm.
And that's been a commitment I've been doing past 3 years, is just committing the mornings to myself, 5, 10, as much time as I can, really.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, just and honor it's like my body wants to be in bed. I want to be in bed until I want to get up, and we have a whole world of artificial clocks and all of that, and I have huge understanding for that too. But if you can, honor as much as you possibly can what's true in your body. And by the way, Hobbit, Brad's a Hobbit too. Always a slow morning. I grew up with a fairy who bursts out of bed and she would come in, "Good morning." And it was like I need an hour in bed at least. You know what I mean? To not or not an hour in bed, but like an hour of not talking to anybody. You know what I mean? Super slow, but not for fairies. So just you may be a different different kindred here, and you may want to bounce out of bed. And if that's true, then bounce out of bed. Whatever's actually true.
And again, you don't if it helps if you guys feel any better, I feel like everyone's kinda going through this stuff is that what I've been doing, look across the world, all the chaos is a good thing. We're realizing what we've been doing hasn't worked, or it has actually worked. For hundreds of years, we had to shut up and go to the farm. So we emotionally bypassed. We married people we didn't really want to. We had reproduced with people that were abusive. So at some point, yes, men are toxic, but also I was realizing this yesterday, like men got us like they built this whole country was built off of that dysfunction. So was it
Mhm.
dysfunctional? Yes, like our relationships weren't the best. Yes, we reproduced dysfunction, like in the human form, but like look at the world. Like obviously the world and our country wasn't built on people like, I don't want to go to work. I'm feeling sad, which is what we are experiencing now. And that's beautiful and that's real and that's totally valid. But I don't think the humans had to deal with the emotions that we have to now. And so this is where we are now. This is where we are way more emotional than any generation that I have seen in the books of our public school curriculum. So, maybe like our founding fathers were very sensitive and they were declaring boundaries. So there's interesting cycles of when humans are declaring boundaries and we are in that again.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And it's all like it was all going to happen as it did because there it is. And we have infrastructure that we wouldn't have had. We're it's all in right timing. So we feel like, well, first of all, we're a unified realm now. Like we are all in touch with each other.
Mm.
And that feels safe. It feels like the network is now like this for us to process all this insanity of our ancestors and to return to the natural, to kind of rewild ourselves. That we're not at war. Like I mean we are still at war, but that's artificially created. But we now know each other. We don't have a story of an other, of like we're seeing through the division lines. And and then we have an infrastructure that can catch the unbelievable growth that's about to happen. The unbelievable um heaven on earth we're about to create together.
And if you don't feel that heaven on earth inside yourself, understand or consider. I always still speak to, I'm trying to create more invitations. Consider that these chaos, these negative feelings are that heaven on earth inside of you. Like
Yes.
the parasites that were in my body and I was trying to get rid of, that they're actually there to help me
Yeah.
pick up all the toxins. The
Absolutely.
pressure that builds the diamond. How can we redefine that these negative things that are happening to us are good? And that is what gives us that okay, I'm gonna figure this out. Even if like, you don't just when I chose life, everything happened to me. I found all the guides I needed. And that was like a 4-year thing. Like I literally said no to the multi-trillion-dollar sick care system and found natural healing on social media, which a lot of these people have been deplatformed now. But, find the people that, that actually know guides and find guides that help you with somatic. If we want to heal, it's detoxing the suppressed emotions and the toxins, the literal toxins that are in our body. So there's two levels to that. Um, but
We have
first things
Miriam.
first.
I have 2 functional nutrition talks with Miriam on my podcast. She's amazing. She's the best detoxer, and I hear on Substack there's so many natural healers now. But yeah, absolutely. We're I don't know. It's like we're just taking our power back. We're taking our inner knowing back. We're remembering.
Yeah, and I love that. Yeah, anybody that Megan refers, I totally trust.
Yeah.
I don't know of this person because I've only said a couple, but I will tune into the podcast. And yeah, healers are blowing up. Like, and again, I don't want to say that I'm a healer. I'm a facilitator. I've just learned some things to give back to the world. I'm a pirate, not a healer. I'm taking the wealth that's available and giving it back to everyone else. And so are
Yeah,
you.
yeah, so am I. So
So
am
is
I. So
everyone
that
here.
we're composting it, right? We're
Oh
alchemizing
my God, composting.
I like pirate better. I like pirate better.
Yes, I love how vulgar. I love how
Yeah.
vulgar you are, love.
I got a foul mouth. Um, I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're and it's and
Composting.
it's beautiful. It's so beautiful what's occurring. The the mass migration. It's a mass migration. And the ones who like and the biblical prophecy is the last shall be first, the first shall be last. And this goes back to your thing on chaos. That's what I was going to say. That like all that suffering and all that you went through, all the parasites, look where it brought you. It brought you into your calling. It brought you into this natural seat, you know?
Yeah,
And look
yeah,
and look what you're doing for other people, you know?
yeah. I mean, at this point, I just think the devil wants a good laugh, and I'm here to give it to him. He's gonna like what I got. He's gonna like my jokes, and he's not gonna fuck with me. He's actually not gonna want to fuck with me because I'm gonna give him the laughs that he's been looking for eternity.
I love that. I totally agree. He's not gonna want the smoke, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no. Yeah, yeah. No, you just get to the point where the devil can't touch you. Like the nonsense can't touch you. At least can't touch me. I'm like, I, like there's no I bought it all. I bought everything he was selling me. I
Mm,
bought it all like I think it was like a bad salesman, like basically thoughts, the devil, egregores, entities, demons, belief systems, all the same to me. Because it's all just like the shadows. And like a bad salesman, he sells you like the toaster and the vacuum cleaner and whatever, and I bought them all and none of them work. And now he's like trying to sell me whatever new lawnmower. And I'm like, dude, and I just, but I like indulge him. Like, okay, yeah, give me your pitch. I'm not buying one thing again.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Wow. I'm a salesman now selling solar, and let me tell you, that is very hard nowadays.
Yeah.
I can't sell an orgasm. I realize like people are just so resistant and skeptical.
Oh, and then as well, they should be, right? Like we've been
Yeah.
sold nonsense and shit our entire lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that's a whole other challenge, but that, I'm willing to figure out how to communicate, how can I communicate with the people? So I'm willing to put myself out in discomfort to learn how to come out on top.
Yeah.
Solar is not sustainable. I agree. I agree. But inflation is going faster. Power companies cost an APS in Arizona has gone up 40% in 5 years. 40%. So in that regard, it is sustainable. People are really hurting financially because of the power companies. I agree the technology is not sustainable,
Yeah.
but there's always a yes and. And there's government tax credits that we're paying for it. So that was another thing that was helpful, but that's all ending soon. Um, but yeah, so, we're saving people thousands first year. So anyways, we'll have new systems and that's what's cool. So, coming back to, yeah, what are you guys here? Like, I'm excited to see what you guys are doing for your lab. I bet you're all magical people.
Are all magical, every magical, just all 100% magical people right here.
Yeah.
And Steph is saying, Steph wrote a book called Eye of the Beholder. It's an incredible download. People are just waking up reading it. Energy is everywhere. Tesla knew that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have free energy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fascinating, and maybe that's why Trump is ending tax credits. Someone said something about Trump is here to bring chaos. I think he's a wrench in the machine. Um, I don't, I think, so everything is in divine timing, and just to continue to trust. We can't control any of it except what's inside of myself. So just coming back home, feeling the sun, touching grass, grounding into Mother Nature, and from here, all of our wildest dreams will show up. Go to places early. From this place, once you start practicing that stillness, go to the airport with plenty of time before your flight. Because at the airport, that's where all the players are at, and you're gonna meet someone that sees your energy. "Oh my god, like, I should know you. Why should I know you?" "Oh, that's because I've been touching grass more. Nice to meet you." And that's what I'm talking about. Like, once you get into that flow, go put yourself out there, go to the bar, go to the places, and someone's gonna come up to you and go, "I really like you," and have no idea why. And it's like, "Oh, I know why, and say, but don't, so
That's true. Love
it's
it.
right
Love
around
it.
the corner.
It's really right around the corner. We're finding each other too. Little guard is on their last breath, clinging on. Imagine without a fight. Us new earthers have to have a final boss. Otherwise, where's the fun?
Yeah. They've been losing for a long time. They're finishing their plan. They have to finish the plan. So definitely, keep your boundaries strong, everybody, and stay grounded, and just, keep breathing, keep flowing, dancing. Whenever we bring flow to rigidity, everything heals. And that's what we're learning how to do.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. We're gonna lead the way and just being organic, natural, flowing beings again, raw, authentic, fun.
Us
And
first.
like the internet guys say, the one who's gonna win the web, win the network, let's say, if we want to use the term win, are the ones who throw the best party. So
That's funny.
and speaking of which, this worldwide house party, which now the new heading is a strike, a blackout, and a world house party all in one. And just so everybody knows, I'm going to merge hopefully with this guy who's running the blackout. I think it's just literally blackout.com or something like that. Found him on TikTok. It's the September 17th, not the 9th. So I'm going to be reaching out to these guys soon, but merge with the general strike so that it's not a strike and a blackout. It's not just about the no, it's about the yes. That we're having a party on that date. And we're gonna set the new grid. And Steph and my friend Krista and several other people are gonna find the nodes on the planet, all the dome buildings, all the sacred sites, and we're gonna gather at those places and reset this grid.
Whoa, that's honestly, I consider myself spiritual, but that's like something I need to rewind and play slower. But
Yeah, yeah. This is Steph is stuff knows a lot about the Earth grid and all the nefarious stuff, but we're just not gonna focus on the old stuff. Like you said, they're gonna play their tape out. It was falling apart since it was built, this whole system, and we're gonna compost it all, and we're gonna be in the new system, which is really the ancient system, which is we're all one. It's one family. It's one party. It's all free, and we're gonna just compost the old to have a party, to
and
give
what
to share it again together.
and it's you said this is on September the 9th on like a virtual?
We convert it, so I'm gonna merge with the blackout, folks' date, which is September 17th. So, I'll say more on Monday. I'm gonna
Oh,
reach
okay.
out this weekend, but save the dates now, September 17th, which is great, gives us more time as I'm gathering my troops. My CMO friend is now involved, my COO friend is involved, like, everybody's starting to come together. But, we wanna get a website going and a nice package, and I wanna merge with the general strike and with the blackout folks. So
I didn't even know any of those things are going on.
yeah, the general strike is great, but it's just about the no, so we needed the yes. And on the general strike's website, they say the event is coming soon, and I finally had the download of, like, the event is a worldwide party. The event
Mm,
is not just a strike, it's setting the frequency of the new. Of who and what we really are.
mm, yeah, it's time.
It's time. We're all so ready, you know? Like you said, nobody's buying any of the old shit anymore.
Yeah, every industry is failing, and it's
Every industry.
every single industry is failing, and that's
Yeah.
scary, but also, if we can just come back to ourselves, and as we come back to ourselves, continue to come back to ourselves, we'll know what we need to do, and we'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah,
We'll be ahead
exactly.
of everyone else.
We are ahead of everybody else. That's why the podcast is called The Home Front. We're on the front lines here. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah. And we're at home, right? We're the ones who found home, like you said. And it's like home is here, home is in the body, home is in the present moment, home is with each other. And then we're just holding that frequency of home. Home is a feeling, like you said. And so that feeling, that frequency is so attractive. It's like a homing beacon, right, for everybody. Everybody just starts to roost with us.
Yes, us first. Us
Right.
first.
Yep. Us first, yeah. Each one of us
You
first.
first. Yeah, individually, us first. Everything will handle itself.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
we need nothing. We need nothing about food, water, and love of ourself.
Truly, truly. And then all the ones that love ourselves will just it'll just come together and just be an overabundance of love, just like it is here. It's very easy. Abundance is our nature. Sharing is our nature. Love is our nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to relearn, I guess, or
Remember.
remember love.
Mhm.
Love is scary. Oh my God. Love is like I always make a joke. Death, I'm good with. Most people are not good with death. I'm good with death. It's life that scares me. Life is what I'm like, oh no.
But but like you said, once you chose life, only everything good came. Like it
Oh
gets
yeah,
yep,
yeah. I'm
yep,
glad I did. I'm here for it. I'm here to
yep.
burn in the fire, but I'm in the fucking fire. Like
Me too,
uh,
me too.
trying to figure out how to
Absolutely.
love and not be single. Cause yeah, I'm great when I'm single. My ex used to say to me, I'm great when I'm single. Well, duh, like everyone is like, oh, so I'm the problem? I'm the reason why you're not good? Okay, right.
Totally. Well, the our soulmates are all the matches are gonna find their way. It's all happening.
I'm glad Bush
All
is not your soulmate anymore.
Oh, no, no, no. No, and they're pretty it's a really good story. It's a really funny story, but it's so perfect. It's so perfect that I was wrong because I wouldn't be sitting in my seat had I not, like, been fighting for that and seeing that he was that he had maxed out and he was not seeing what I was seeing.
Mm,
And I was like "Okay, well, then I'll fucking create the Institute of Natural Law. I'll do what he didn't do because the fucker, check what is that? Wrote checks he couldn't cash or whatever, his
mm,
mouth wrote checks. Um, so it got me in my seat. It got me to know who I really was. It got me to remember.
wow.
And then as soon as I remembered, I was like and then I was like the idea for the party came. And then I was like, "I'm gonna go to call all my Chicago people, starting with my old lover, who's the best ad guy in the world." And I called him, and I'm on the phone, Brad, and I'm like, "I need your help. Like, I'll pay you $100,000." And I'm like, and I know the guy loves me. And I was like, "You can." I was like, "Fuck Zach Bush. You could be in my bed tonight." And then I was like, wait a minute. I want you in my bed. Wait a minute. I love you. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot."
Whoa.
It was so funny. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. But it was like it's to your point. Love yourself first. Give yourself all the attention. Be so deeply with yourself that your medicine comes online, your gifts come online, your full expression is online, and then you'll remember everything or you'll at least recognize the person. And so that's how everything that you it's just like attracts like. And so but I couldn't see him before because I had a story of struggle. I had a story of love. I had a story. So love, your fear of love is just a story of love.
Oh yeah, of course. I know it.
Yeah.
I think it just makes myself laugh still, and I just is still holding on to it because it's funny to say that.
Yeah.
When I'm ready to laugh, stop laughing, I'll let it go.
Hear that? I hear that. Awesome. Well, this was
It was
awesome.
so yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming here. Uh,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really fun. If I do I'm going to be doing guided breath and meditation and movement sessions. If you guys want to connect with me
Great.
on the Substack, social media as well. My links are there on Substack. And yeah, so I look forward to connecting with y'all. Thank you,
Yeah.
Megan.
Can people DM you if they want?
Oh yeah,
You're in the LA area. Yeah. Okay.
I'm in LA, Arizona.
Yeah.
Of course, DM.
LA.
Even if we don't want to meet up, you just want to talk about healing or life, or I don't like talking about politics because it's boring. But if we want to talk about anything else besides the weather and politics, I'm there.
Totally. Good. Yeah. We're just all friends and family here. So great. And if you're ever up in San Luis, or I'm down in Mexico, where are you in Arizona? You split your time?
Where?
Yeah.
Uh,
Where and when?
I'm just in LA to see my son and do massage.
Okay.
Oh, where and when? I'll be back in Arizona next week. In Arizona, I mostly live in AP, but I'm moving back to LA next year.
Okay. And where in Arizona? Did you say?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Okay. So if anybody's in Phoenix, great. Cool.
Yeah, I'm doing guided breath and meditation in Tempe, Arizona here soon, and I'm also doing them virtually.
Great. I'd love to join in if you do it on Substack. So
yeah, I will. I just need to get all the stuff figured out.
Yeah.
But thanks for having me, Megan. Thanks for everyone hanging out.
I'll put all your links in the description, and it was a pleasure.
I love your black nail polish, pirate.
Love you, Chef. Thank you.
Wow.
It's very piratey. It was clean today, so I didn't put my rag on, my scarf, but I did want to look like a pirate for when you were here.
It's already in your eyes, love.
Very good. Yours too.
Yeah. All right, good to see you. Thank you.
Let's talk to you later. Bye, guys.
We'll see you
Monday.
Bye.
Bye.